Sometimes the line between what's real and what's fake at a haunted attraction can intersect. There are real life stories of people being killed at these attractions. One death could even literally be accounted to being scared to death. True story. Then there are extreme haunts, attractions that will push a person to the edge and reward you with a hefty sum of money if you can make it through. Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional during our 31 days of Halloween special. This is Dave from nERD, and I am accompanied by my wife Jenn, also from nERD. And on this episode, we are talking about things that go bump in a haunted house, and it is the houses that October built. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
Five friends set out on a road trip looking for a good scare at haunted attractions, documenting their journey. They start out at local popular attractions when Zach learns of an underground haunt that's in a different location every year. The Blue Skeleton. He tries to find out where it's going to be held this year. Only the members of the Blue Skeleton find them first and kidnap them.
I'm not going to lie, if I knew somebody big into marketing and had a lot of money, I would do something like the Blue Skeleton. That is so cool to have an underground haunt attraction.
That changes locations every year. I think that's a pretty cool idea.
Well, this is another found footage film, and I really like this one. What about you? What's your thoughts?
I really like this one. It creeped me out because, again, I feel like it could happen.
Now, wait 1 second. So if you've seen the Malignant interview, this is another one of those horror films that she did not like on the first go around.
No.
In fact, so much so that when we were at a horror convention, they released the second one right before that horror convention. It's like, oh my god, look, it's part 2, and it's got all the cast signatures on it. And she shot me down from buying it. No hard feelings. Go ahead.
That's marriage. I don't know what to tell you. So actually, when I got into this movie was the second time that I watched it, and I ended up watching it by myself because he fell asleep. Anyway, so I watched it the second time on my own, which I was not thrilled about. Because watching it by yourself is completely different than watching it with someone else. Even though he was in the room, I was really scared.
Yeah, she doesn't do good at horror attractions anyway.
No, I'm not a big horror attraction person. I'm a lot better than I used to be. You have to admit that.
Yeah, I know. You didn't stop any recent attractions that we went to and make them take us out the front way.
Yeah, and I also didn't fall on the floor cursing at Michael Myers anymore, so...
I'm the opposite when it comes to horror attractions. I enjoy going to them, but not to get scared, because I look at all the great sets and how they deliver that stuff. So they're actually going to real life haunted attractions in their area. And there are some interviews with people before the film and during the film, and some of them talk about how they get into character. So I thought that was a unique take on this film, where, you know, it's pseudo documentary.
Yeah.
Now, these guys that are in the film here are playing themselves in the movie. There are a bunch of cool people. I wouldn't mind hanging out with them. It seemed like a fun road trip.
Yeah, 2 of them are like cousins, and then they're all friends.
Yeah, so this one has a sequel too, but this movie here definitely brings some creep factor into it, because there's people under masks that you don't know who they are, and they end up following these people.
Yeah, and I don't like people in masks.
Yeah.
So if I can't see your face, that's even worse.
Yeah. And Blue Skeleton, pretty awesome too, because they are an extreme haunt. And I'm not going to name the documentary that's out there on an extreme haunt that's most commonly known. There's like 100 of them. But no, man, nobody's going to make me eat my own vomit or hold my head underwater or pee on me or do any of that other stuff. That's not a haunted attraction.
And to me, that's not even an extreme haunt. I mean, like, an extreme haunt, it should be something that, like, scares you, but, like, doesn't risk your life, doesn't risk your mental health, and that's what those extreme haunts do. And I just think it's crazy.
That's kind of what happens with these characters. They're looking for it, but it finds them in the extreme haunt fashion, where they're kidnapped and taken and done horrible things to.
Well, I think they're looking for it to an extent, but I don't think that they want, like, you know, people like puking on them or pissing on them.
Well, they don't know what it is, so
yeah,
it's an underground haunted attraction. But chemistry with the cast is amazing because they're all friends in real life.
Yeah.
You can tell that right away. It seemed like a lot of this was probably improv as well in the film, because I don't know how much you can really script it.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it probably was just them interacting like they normally do.
Now, there's been, I think this kind of kicked it off, but there's been a series of haunted attraction movies that's come out recently. There's this, there's the sequel, there's Haunt, there is Hellfest, and there's Bloodfest. So there's a grouping that came out all at the same time. I like all those other films, but maybe because I saw this first out of all of them, I like this one the best. So, what is your rating of this film? If you've been keeping track up with the t-shirt game, it's been different all along so far. You think I'm going to make 31? I hope so.
He has too many t-shirts.
I hope so. I got to buy some to make 31. Anyway, leave your rating in the comments below. Is it an A, a B, B+, A-? You let us know, because we're not rating these. We want to hear your ratings on it, and let us know what your review of this movie is. It is found footage, but it is good found footage. So don't give up on it anytime that you see those as a part of the description of the film, because there are a lot of good ones out there, and we've covered quite a few of those this month. And what other horror movies you're watching? I've asked this before, but what snack are you eating during Halloween? You know, are you buying Halloween candy for yourself? Let us know in the comments. It's okay if you do. There's nothing wrong with that. Leave me a mounds, I'm good.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and share.
Yes, definitely share, because it's that time of the month of the year.
Yeah, yes.
So let's talk about horror at the best time of the year. And until tomorrow, see ya.